Hello everyone, welcome to .NET Mirror channel. Today let's understand how can we add Entra, previously Azure AD, as a sign-in option to your Azure App Service application in this video. In this video, we will understand what is an authentication and authorization. We'll deploy a basic ASP.NET application to Azure App Service. We will try to configure Entra authentication in App Service, and we will try to run the application with Entra authentication at the end. Before you start, make sure you have Visual Studio, an Azure account, development knowledge of ASP.NET and C Sharp, and also Azure. Let's understand what's an authentication and authorization. Authentication and authorization are two distinct things in the security, where authentication verifies who you are, while authorization tells you like what kind of resources you can access. In this, we will use Entra as an authentication. Azure App Service inbuilt allows you to integrate Entra as an identity provider where you can easily authenticate your users to your web application with minimal changes. You don't need to do any code changes, but all you need to do is configure the things in Azure App Service. This feature you can use for web applications, APIs, mobile backends, even you can use for Azure functions as well. It works similar for Azure App Service and Azure functions. And when to use an Entra as an IDP, let's say you have an application where you want to focus more on building the application and the business value, and you don't need to spend too much time on authentication. You can use this inbuilt Entra as an authentication where it has all security standards, everything is inbuilt. You don't need to worry about doing in your application. How you can add this security mechanism? Go to App Service. In the Authentication tab, you have an option called Identity Provider. There you can select Microsoft. I will show in the demo. Let's get into the demo. I already created a web application. I have an end-to-end video how you can create Azure App Service. I will provide the link in the description. Let's run this particular app. This is very basic application where it doesn't have any authentication in front. Now we will try to put Azure AD as an authentication where user can log in. Let's go to the portal. To enable identity provider, go to authentication. Click on add identity provider. Now here you can select Microsoft where you can sign in with Microsoft, and even you can access Microsoft APIs. Now here you just select current tenant app registration. Try to create it will try to create an app registration. You can select existing app as well, but where you have to go and configure all the things manually. For now I will select create new option. I will select expiration as 180 days, which means that after 180 days you have to refresh it. Now I will just put all default options single tenant. I will not change anything over here. And here I'm saying that in the app service authentication settings, I'm saying anyone who is coming to application, they require an authentication. And if they are not authenticated, we are telling that we are redirecting to 302 where they are not authenticated. And yeah, let's leave by default. And in terms of permissions, we are giving an option to the application where it can go and read the username, the user profile data. I'll not change anything here. Let's click on add. Basically it goes and creates a app registration within Entra. Let's wait for a minute. Yeah, now if you see here, our app is enabled with Microsoft authentication. And if you look at here, it created an app within Entra. And if you go here, if you go and click on edit, it says that this is your application, this application ID. And if you copy this and if you go to the portal, let's go to the Entra ID. If you go to the app registrations, this particular app is now registered Now let's go to all applications. Now if you see here, DNM demo is our app service. Now it's created like a client ID. If you look at the date, it is today's date. Now if you go and check here, now it created a client secret, and this client secret is automatically added into your Azure App Service. Let's go to the Azure App Service. Let's open the DNM demo. If you go to the app settings, yeah, if you go to the environment variables, so automatically this particular setting is saved in here, and there is a value. With this secret, your app is able to talk to the Entra. Yeah, now there's an issue, URL is there, and remaining all details are there, where who can access, and all details are here. Now let's go back to the app, and also if you see here, it is saying that for this particular web application, my current tenant is added over here. Now let's go and access our application. Now let's click this. Yeah, now if you look at here, previously we directly got our basic application, but now it is trying to log in with my account. So if I open the same app in the private window, now it is redirecting to Azure ready, and here I'll put my details. Now the application is logged in. We are able to see the page. Let's go back to non incognito mode. Now if you refresh the app, now our app is working, and there's an authentication in front in place. And if you just check, let me directly take this privacy page. Let me open the Edge, and if I put into the other browser, now it is trying to redirect to the authentication page. With this, we are done with the demo. Let's go back to the PPT. Yeah. Now, if you look at here, our Azure App Service has Entra as an authentication in front of the application, where we're able to authenticate the application in no time. And I have put some reference article. I will put the details in the description. Thanks for watching the video. Give a like if you like the video, share with your friends, click on the bell icon